Chapter 8, A Hungry Ghost? I'm glad you're here, Joey said as we stepped into his house. He offered us a plate of jelly donuts, but I waved them away. Sometimes it's best not to mix business with sugar. This is around the same time the ghost showed up yesterday. Did you bring your ghost zappers? Joey asked. Mila snapped her fingers. Darn, I left my ghost zapper at home. It's right next to my vampire steak and my werewolf muzzle. Joey glanced at Mila with newfound respect. He brought us into his living room and explained. Bobby said he could sense that my ghost liked to follow a set pattern. Solovsky was here? I immediately asked. When? He just left, Joey admitted. He paused to lick some jelly off his fingers. Bobby came by with a bunch of ghost-busting stuff, but I told him this was your case now. Thanks, I said. No problem, Jigsaw, Joey answered. He held out his hand. Did you bring the cookie? Mila looked at me in surprise. What? I'll explain later, I muttered, handing Joey 2 chocolate chip cookies for good measure. Just as I gave Joey his payment, a low moaning swept through the room. It's here, Joey cried. The ghost. Ooh. Ah. We froze in our tracks. Mila gestured down the hall. What's down there? She whispered to Joey. The kitchen, he answered. Whoa. It's in there, Mila decided. Let's go, Jigsaw. She tiptoed toward the ghostly groans. Right behind you, I said. Grateful that she was there. Mila was my partner. Where she went, I went. We took one step down the hall, then another. The groaning got louder and louder. Ah! Oh! Hello? Mila said softly, and just like that, the noise stopped. Everything went quiet. Do you think it's gone? I whispered. I hope so, Mila replied. Hey, I said, looking around. Where's Joey? Crash! Mila and I jumped. The noise came back from the kitchen. The noise came from the kitchen. The ghost was back. We heard footsteps. They clomped toward us, closer and closer. My heart pounded like a bass drum. Oh, rats! I knocked over the cookie jar. It was Joey. He'd gone into the kitchen, through the archway on the other side. I guess once he started walking to the kitchen, nothing could stop him. Anybody want a dirty cookie? Joey offered. Don't touch anything, I told him. We have to search the scene of the crime. Yeah, Mila said, grinning. Try not to eat any clues. I began standing at the entranceway, looking things over. Besides a dozen cookies and shattered pottery on the floor, nothing seemed out of place. I scanned the counter. Cookbooks, blender, toaster, walkie-talkie, telephone. I shivered. Scared? Joey asked. No, I replied. Just cold. I pulled out my magnifying glass. What are you looking for? Joey wondered. I don't know, I answered. Just then I spotted something. Hello, what's this? There was sticky red goo on the light switch. I examined it under the magnifying glass. Yes, it was sticky red goo, all right. I smelled it. I dabbed it with my finger, and then I tasted it. Jigsaw, Mila cried. Gross me out the door. It's a clue, I said triumphantly. Jelly on the light switch. Joey was eating jelly donuts when we got here, Mila said. I sighed. So maybe it wasn't much of a clue after all. Strange, Mila said, turning to the counter. She picked up the walkie-talkie. The red light is on. She turned a little dial and flicked it off. Where's the other one? She asked Joey. He shrugged. Beats me. That's not even mine, he said. Maybe Bobby left it here. He had a lot of ghost-busting equipment, like I told you before. Why would Solovsky need a walkie-talkie? I asked. Mila crossed her arms, puzzled. It could be for eavesdropping, she guessed. If he's listening in on the other walkie-talkie, he could hear if something is going on. Maybe, I answered. Or maybe. What? Mila asked. I glanced at Joey. Never mind, I said to Mila. It's probably nothing. Mila shivered. Joey, why do you have the window open? It's miserable outside. I don't know, Joey said. He snapped it closed. I didn't open it. Mila said. I didn't have to ask her what kind of it was. I knew exactly what she was thinking. The pieces were coming together. Someone or something had gone through that open window. But who? Why isn't the floor wet? Mila wondered. If someone came through the window, shouldn't there be footprints? Good question, I said. Maybe, Joey suggested. Ghosts don't have feet.